So a lot of my regular viewers have reached out over the course of this year and they've asked what is up with these dark blotches going on in my grass. I've got it all around the corners and in some spots in the middle. And this is perennial ryegrass, and I want to talk about some use cases for why perennial ryegrass would be a good option for you and how it might not, depending on where you grow it. And most of you watching this probably also watch Ryan North's channel. He's up north in Iowa. He has a full perennial ryegrass lawn. Absolutely gorgeous, one of the best lawns you will ever find out there, especially for cool season. Now, the problem with where I'm at in Missouri, I'm in the northern tip of the transition zone, is that it gets really hot and humid here, and ryegrass does not like that. Now, ryegrass makes a great established lawn if you're up north. It also works in a couple of other ways for helping establish other grass types. Ryegrass is often used either as perennial rye or an annual rye for overseeding in the fall for Bermuda and zoysia lawns in the south, but it's also used as a cover crop when you're renovating for other projects. So in this case, I had a couple of management mishaps with the Kentucky bluegrass, with herbicide burn and chemical burns, which I needed to repair. And so I used the ryegrass as a nurse crop during that process. And the issue that I had was the ryegrass stuck around a lot longer than I initially wanted it to. And it ended up taking over certain spots in my lawn where the Kentucky bluegrass didn't fill in and self-repair on its own. And the ryegrass was definitely taking over in certain areas, causing some blotchiness and some uneven color and just really inconsistencies in the color and the growth. So I want to take a look at some of those spots and show you what they look like. Now is the middle of July. It's almost the end of July. And this is what those areas look like now. Now, while the Kentucky bluegrass actually looks really good and really healthy right now, I've changed up some of my management practices on the bluegrass this year, which has definitely helped this far. It's been a very hot summer. So far, we are over, I think we're at 25 days above 90, and we're not even August yet, which is insanely hot. So I can't say the same for the ryegrass. It has completely burned up and gone. It has a lot to do with the heat stress, disease pressure. We've had a little bit of a drought this year, and so I think a lot of that has taken its toll on the ryegrass. Now, originally I was going to spray out the ryegrass because I didn't like the aesthetic of the way that it looked in with the bluegrass, but I don't think I have to. I think the heat has been the biological control for me for getting rid of the ryegrass, and it'll allow the bluegrass to actually come in. And if you look closely, you can actually see the Kentucky bluegrass is starting to spread into these areas already. So that's pretty interesting considering the amount of stress that this lawn is under. So I'll say this, all things considered, I think a lot of us try to really push the limits of the genetic capabilities of grass types. In this case, perennial ryegrass. I see it asked a lot of times if certain grass types will work in certain areas where maybe that's not the best plant for the right place. Those of you looking at ryegrass lawns up north or bluegrass lawns up north and you want to try that a little further south, I would probably advise against doing that. The jury is still out on this bluegrass lawn for the rest of the year. Like I said, we're not even in August yet, and there's a very good chance that this one will definitely suffer. And if that's the case, probably going to have to go back to fescue or look at Bermuda. So if you're considering doing a renovation this fall, and that's specifically why I made this video, I wanted you to see firsthand what types of grass do not do well in the transition zone if that's where you're located. And if you're up north, definitely there's grass types that will work for you up there that do not work very well down here. So the perennial ryegrass that I used for the nurse crop was the Grand Slam Gold that has the Pangea in it. That's a really good variety for the right use case. So definitely not the Midwest, definitely not the transition zone. If you're up north, I think it is a beautiful grass type. I would definitely go for it. But when you look at the before and after of what the ryegrass looked like during optimal growing conditions versus what it looks like now, it's dead as a doornail. So I would definitely avoid doing that. But if you're up north, I'd say definitely go for it. It's a fantastic grass type. Definitely check out Ryan North's channel. He's got plenty of content on ryegrass. Big fan of his lawn and his content. So this was a quick one. Thanks for stopping by for another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me some comments down in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.